Good morning, students. We have already completed the chapter Our Environment. In that chapter, we have seen the different factors and the component parts of the environment which interact with each other, and how the ecosystem has formed, the different types of food chain, like the food chain itself and the food web, the complicated networking of the food chain, the ecological pyramid, the energy flow, a lot of things we have discussed. Students, in that topic or in that part of the lesson, we have also seen that in the different activities there are few important things are present, like when we generate the waste materials in our environment, the wastage in our environment, how that wastage should be disposed, should be dumped, should be recycled, should be reutilized, and there are different ways. That is also an important part of the lesson, how we should dispose the different types of garbages. That also includes different types of wastage, that all includes both the biodegradable and the non-biodegradable. If there are biodegradable, then it is comfort, as because it is by the actions of the microbes like the bacteria, like the fungi, it can be decomposed. But if environment in our environment present non-biodegradable substances like the plastic, like the polythene, like the other solid waste, how that will be decomposed? As because there is no any arrangement in our nature to decompose them. That is also one of the important thing that today we should discuss. And the next chapter, that the management of natural resources, chapter number 16, we will start. Dear students, you have seen in the last topic, last chapter, that what you have seen in cases of the biotic and abiotic components, what are the different component parts of our surrounding. That means in our environment, both the biotic, abiotic, both the living and non-living. What are these? These are all natural resources. In natural resources, how interact with each other, that is the ecosystem. If you are talking about the producer of the ecosystem, then what is this producer? The producer means the green plants. The green plant which can able to photosynthesize. How? They will take from the nature, from the soil they will take the minerals, from the atmosphere they will take the carbon dioxide, and from their surrounding they will take from the soil they again take the water. And after taking all these things in presence of the sunlight, solar energy, they can able to photosynthesize. What are these? Sunlight, carbon dioxide, water, from the soil, minerals. What are these? All are these natural resources. If we will talk all these things in this chapter. But before that, one important thing, that how we can manage to garbages that will pile up in the different public places. Right now is starting from our home to the different places, like in the public places, stations, bus stand, park, and the other amusement places. in school, at the several garden, etc., etc. All these places where the garbage is present, how that will be managed. What is the meaning of manage? The manage means if there is a pile of garbages, how that will be disposed. What are the management for their disposals? That is the main theme of this part. That part is present at the last of our environment topic. And now look, there are some important things in this regard, how we will manage the garbage. Management of garbage. Before the management of natural resources, we will go through the management of garbage. This management of garbage, which comprise the different measures taken by us, taken by the other governing authority, the governing body, and that will regulate the village, town, panchayat, block, district administration. They are able to regulate how that will be disposed. But we may look here some important steps that will be taken in regard to manage the garbages. And after that, we have also seen some important activity in your textbook, that in the earlier time our older people and the elder persons always telling that while we are traveling, at that time we will get the tea in a tumbler glass, but nowadays it is replaced by the paper. The tumbler replaced by the plastic and polythene and glasses, and thereafter it will be replaced by the paper. And very earlier time, it was also seen that the earthen pot is available, and that earthen pot which is obviously taken by the manufactured or made by the soil, that will depleted the soil, and that is why that idea has rejected. And now the idea which may with the help of the papers we can make the different types of cups that will be disposable, and that is how we will manage these things. All these things we have seen. But what is the wise, how in a wise manner we have to use our resources in a wise manner? What is our measures, what are our steps that will taken for the disposal of the different waste materials, wastages, or the disposal of the garbages? That disposal may be from our household, maybe from our factories, maybe from our other different institutions or the different establishments. How that will be done carefully, and how it will be done without harming the environment. As there are so many methods, if we will take that method, then that method also, if we may try to destroy the wastages, at that time there is some methods are used which utilize the energy and which also emits the pollutants that will again add to our environment. That is why we should take some eco-friendly method to minimize, to arrange, to manage our garbages. Understand? To look here, what are that different methods which may be adopted. Just you have heard that what I have told you, that the garbage piled up at different public places. This garbage is generated by human. This human is also the sufferer from this garbage, as because the garbage which are generated by human activities piles up at public places, सार्वजनिक स्थानों पे जमा हो जाता है ये garbages, अब समझिए कि अगर वो गार्बेजेस सार्वजनिक स्थानों पे जमा है और उसका सही से डिस्पोजल नहीं हुआ इन ए प्रॉपर वे, इफ दैट कैन नॉट बी रेगुलरली by the different measures, not able to disposal level, then what will happen? Public places and causes obstruction in our daily life. In India, several million tons of garbage is dumped along highways. आप जब कभी सफ़र कर रहे हों, ट्रैवलिंग में आप रहते हैं, तो आप देखते हैं कि सड़क के किनारे, हाईवे के किनारे बड़ी बड़ी माने छोटे छोटे पहाड़ की टीलियाँ जैसा बन जाती हैं। ये गार्बेज वहाँ पे जमा जब होता है, जब कूड़े करकट जब वहाँ पे जमा किए जाते हैं, जब वहाँ पे डंप करने के लिए रखे जाते हैं, और जब हवाएं तेज़ चलती हैं, when the air blow, that wind may carry that garbage again on the road surfaces, on the other places, that can make damage, that can may add it to our environment. Then what will happen at that circumstances? We are not going to only pile up, but we are going to also promote the different pollutants in the form of that garbage. Understand? That is why it is essential that we should treat them in a well manner, in a scientific way, that can also may not harm our environment. That is why here there are few methods that suggested for the treatment of such type of garbage that will be generated by the human, that generated by the man. Number one, recycling. It is a very common method. When you may think that the substances mainly made from the papers that can be recycled. And dump means if you have to throw the garbage, that will decomposed and degraded into the organic waste by the in a anaerobic method by the different types of organisms, microbes, and that is the dumping. Here the compositing is also a very good and very popular and inexpensive process. कम खर्च पे ये सारे प्रोसेस है कंपोस्टिंग, जिसमें हम अपने एनिमल एक्सक्रीटा, वेजिटेबल, फलों के पिल्स या और भी जो सब्सटेंसेस हैं, ये सारे को हम लोग जो है कंपोस्ट कल्चर, आपने क्लास 9 में इसको पढ़ा, यू हैव ऑलरेडी लर्नड अबाउट दिस. So that is also a good method and very eco-friendly method. And this is the incineration. The garbage on high temperature treated and turned into the ash. माने इतना हाई टेम्परेचर दे करके गार्बेज को जला देना और राख बना देना, that is the इंसिनरेशन. इंसिनरेटर मशीनें होते हैं इस काम के लिए. और उसके बाद यहाँ सीवेज ट्रीटमेंट, वाटर बॉर्न जो वेस्टेज हैं, वाटर बॉर्न जो अनवांटेड मटेरियल्स हैं जो हमारे घरों से, फैक्ट्री से निकल करके हमारे वाटर रिसोर्सेज को तबाह बर्बाद कर रहा है, उसमें हमारे उसको पोल्यूट कर रहा है, उसको रोकने के लिए सीवेज ट्रीटमेंट. दीज आर द सम स्टेप्स. इट इज़ नॉट द we don't want to go in the detail all these things. You are from since long you are aware with all these facts, and just I giving and focusing these points that can may be taken, then it is easy for the managing of the garbage.